I wanna get into how people came to make this kind of mistake in their in their considerations, in their evaluation of human will. And we can only speculate on this, but for example, in history, there was St. Paul who wrote in Romans a statement to the effect that, well, I want to do good, I want to do good as much as I can, but sometimes I find that I can't. Okay, so St. Paul actually is describing what this show is about. Just that, like, if we had a free will, then every act would be up to us. Every decision would be up to us, every moral decision. So if St. Paul wanted to be completely good, never make a moral mistake, if he had a free will, he could. But he realizes that he can't. So he kind of like brings up the whole issue of will in Christianity. And it's not until, I think, about 500 AD when St Augustine is grappling with the question of evil, of just punishment and just blame and all. And like he kind of like says to himself, well, wait a minute, if God is all good, then we can't blame God. So like if we do something wrong, it must be our fault. And actually this is kind of interesting because I was doing some research last night on good and evil, within the Judeo-Christian context. And actually in Isaiah, there's a statement that God says that, I create everything. I create both good and evil. So, the conception that God is all good and didn't create evil is I guess an interpretation of the Bible that I'm not sure in Judaism it's held that way. In Christianity is, in Islam perhaps. But anyway, that's how the term free will came to be. St. Augustine wrote a book called De Libro Arbitrio or something like that, which is translated as, on free will. Okay, he coined the term free will. Before that, I don't know, people didn't think about it. I think they did hold them to each other responsible. So I think they kind of inferred that we do have a free will, but there wasn't a term for it. There wasn't a kind of a doctrine, and it actually, the whole question had been addressed by the Greeks. Leucippus in I think the 5th century BC, he wrote the first statement on the fact that our wills are determined, predetermined, or causal. He said that, like, nothing happens at random and everything for a reason, which, if everything happens for a reason, then that of course makes free will impossible. All right.